Welcome back to Those Vegan Chefs. I'm Stefan, and this channel is dedicated to making you a better vegan cook. Vegan chicken drumettes made with yuba skin tossed in a sticky, spicy Asian sauce. I'm starving, you're starving, so let's make it. Bean curd sheets turning into a vegan drumette, all seasoned with amazing spices. All right, we have 4 cups of water. We're gonna bring it to a boil. 1 tablespoon 5-spice. It's a very bold marinade or soaking liquid we're creating. I really want to flavor the bean curd. We have 2 tablespoons poultry seasoning, a tablespoon of sugar, and a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna dump it in. All right, we brought the liquid to a boil. We let it cool down, and now we're gonna dump it in our pan. We're gonna add our black vinegar, 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon rice wine vinegar. I used the 2 vinegars at the very end because I want to keep them as bright as possible. Rice wine vinegar is very, very sharp and bright, where the black vinegar is a little more rich and rounded. It's the softer kind of vinegar flavor. Now we're just gonna place our wrapper into the liquid. Gently press down to submerge. Gently place the sheet, submerge, and we're going to soak until the sheets are pliable and flexible, because we need to be able to pull the sheet and wrap it pretty firmly around the popsicle stick. One of the differences with our recipe is I like to keep the sheets whole. Other recipes have us cutting strips and then marinating the strips, but I like keeping them whole because we can make one big roll and then gently squeeze the roll to remove excess liquid. And it's going to make our next step even more efficient. We're going to use some of the soaking liquid to make a thick paste that's going to help the layers adhere to one another. Mix it, set it aside. We're going to take the first top sheet and we're going to take our cornstarch mixture, which is fairly thick, but you know, it's not like a thick paste. We're just going to brush it right on top. And we're going to season every other layer or so with just a pinch of salt to make sure that we're really getting a seasoned bite on each bite. Actually cut the strip just a little bit bigger. It's about 1 inch. And you pull it to it. And you roll it really nice and tight. And we're already forming that really nice drumette shape. And then I like to take it and fold it just a little bit, so then when we're pulling it, we're kind of closing that end. And this doesn't have to be, you know, basically we're gonna wrap it in rice paper again, and that's gonna be like our crispy little skin. So that guy's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. And we're gonna add 1 more layer at the end here to make it just a little bit bigger. And we're gonna be ready to move on to the next step. I took a little bit of our liquid that we used to hydrate the bean curd sheets, lightly warmed it, and now we're gonna pop a rice paper sheet into the liquid. I'm gonna scoot these over. As soon as it softens, we're gonna wrap it around the bean curd. Okay, the little tip to when we know the rice paper is done is it'll start to curl up in the water. That is when it's just sticky enough to really stick to our bean curd. It's gonna give us this really great crispness to the dish. And it's gonna help that cornstarch really stick to it. Take the time to stretch the rice paper over. I love the shape. They just look so cool. And the cornstarch it goes. Basically just gonna roll it around in there, get it really nicely coated. Might have to kind of drop it on there. Give it a little tap. Before we start frying our little drumettes, I would like to get our sauce finished and waiting so we could toss the hot, crisp drumette right in our sauce. We have a 1/4 cup of sweet soy sauce. I use 2 teaspoons of gochujang. You could of course boost it and get it super spicy, or reduce it and just have it nicely balanced. We have a teaspoon of rice wine vinegar. We have a teaspoon of sesame oil. We're gonna mix. This is a really simple, fast sauce that you could even throw on roasted tofu, broccoli, cauliflower, basically anything. We can't forget the finely grated garlic for the sauce. It's one of the best parts. 2 cloves, that's all we need. Incorporate that garlic. We're gonna finally slice our scallion. As thinly as you could get it. We're gonna add just enough olive oil. We're not gonna totally like deep fry these. We're gonna like pan fry them. So we're gonna have to like manage them and turn them and stuff. All right, our oil's nice and hot. First one's going in. Woo! The oil covers it just about halfway. It's perfect. We could also just kind of tilt the pan. Turn up the heat just a little bit. That looks great. We're gonna cook it till it's golden brown. I'm really excited to see the texture of the yuba skin when we bite into it. And of course, I'm excited for that sweet and spicy sauce. So, let's do it. Well, that was delicious. It was spicy and sweet. I think you heard the crunch happen in there. You know, the inside, I don't know if you can kind of see it, but you can see all the different little layers happening from the yuba. And they all have like a little different level of seasoning. It's just a really fun appetizer. It's a fun vegan chicken drumette that I think would be just kind of entertaining at a party. Get wrapping, and I'll see you next week. Bye.